Demeter, the goddess of the harvest in Greek mythology, is also closely associated with vineyards and the production of wine. As the counterpart of Dionysus, the god of wine and fertility, Demeter plays a significant role in the cultivation of grapes and the creation of wine. Her influence on the life cycle of wine is undeniable, and her connection to vineyards is an integral part of her mythological significance. In ancient Greek mythology, Demeter is often depicted as a nurturing and maternal figure, responsible for the growth and abundance of the earth's bounties. She is the daughter of Cronus and Rhea, making her a member of the Olympian gods. Demeter is also the sister of Zeus, the king of the gods, and the mother of Persephone, the goddess of the underworld. Her maternal instincts and her role in the natural world reflect her association with vineyards and the production of wine. One of the most famous myths involving Demeter is the story of her daughter Persephone's abduction by Hades, the god of the underworld. In this myth, Hades, smitten by Persephone's beauty, seizes her and takes her to the underworld to be his queen. Demeter, overcome with grief and rage, searches for her daughter tirelessly, neglecting her duties as the goddess of the harvest. As a result, the earth becomes barren and infertile, and the crops wither and die. In her despair, Demeter roams the earth disguised as an old woman, refusing to return to Mount Olympus until she is reunited with her daughter. During her travels, she comes across the city of Eleusis, where she is taken in by the royal family and becomes the nurse to their son, Demophon. In an attempt to alleviate his grief, she attempts to make the child immortal, but is thwarted by his mother, Maternal. Finally, Zeus intervenes and arranges for Persephone to be returned to the surface world. However, because she had eaten pomegranate seeds while in the underworld, she is bound to spend a portion of each year in the underworld with Hades. This myth explains the changing of the seasons, with Demeter's grief causing winter to fall upon the earth while Persephone is in the underworld, and her joy bringing about the return of spring when her daughter is reunited with her. The story of Demeter's grief and her determination to be reunited with her daughter is symbolic of the cyclical nature of the seasons and the earth's fertility. It also highlights her role as the goddess of the harvest and her connection to the cultivation of grapes and the production of wine. The myth emphasizes the importance of Demeter's influence on the life cycle of wine, as her grief directly impacts the fertility of the earth and the abundance of its fruits, including grapes. In addition to her association with the harvest and fertility of the earth, Demeter is also revered as the goddess of agriculture, grain, and the sacred law. Her influence extends beyond vineyards and wine production, encompassing the overall prosperity and abundance of the earth's resources. Demeter's role as a nurturing and protective deity is reflected in the rituals and festivals dedicated to her, such as the Eleusinian Mysteries, which were celebrated in her honor and focused on the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. The Eleusinian Mysteries were secret religious rites held annually in the town of Eleusis, near Athens, in honor of Demeter and Persephone. These rituals were believed to offer participants the promise of a better afterlife and were central to the worship of the two goddesses. The mysteries revolved around the myth of Demeter's search for her daughter and the eventual reunion of the two, symbolizing the cycle of life, death, and rebirth that was central to the agricultural and natural cycles of the earth.